Hello, y'all. I am back again for another video. And this one is going to be part of my Narcissist and text messaging series. So this is going to part 15, Narcissist and text messaging, part 15. And keep in mind and remember that I have a playlist as well. So I will attach the link to the playlist in the description box within 10 minutes of this video ending. So, narcissist and text messaging part 15. The good morning text. The good morning text. The good morning text has a lot of different variations of it, but ultimately the good morning text is a dead text. Okay. You got to think about it like this. Okay. Or I suggest you think about the good morning text in this way. So I'm going to use this term hits on the brain. So the good morning text is a text that creates regular contact with someone, you or another person. And it's highly narcissistic and very usually disingenuous. Okay, so you got to look at it like this. How is it used? Someone could just meet you and suddenly they're sending you a good morning text every single day. Okay, so number one, and again, this is Narcissist and text messaging, part 15. So the first example is you just met. You met at a grocery store and exchanged numbers, and every day you're getting a good morning text every single day. Okay, this is not a relationship. Okay, also, what this series is doing for me, narcissist and text messaging, this is part 15. What it's actually doing for me is helping me and improving my life through doing these series by getting control of text messages and what's happening and understanding things on a case by case basis. It actually will better perfect your more genuine relationships. Because remember, I do case by case basis. I talked about this in the beginning of the series. Narcissist and text messaging, this is part 15. So I'm being very consistent here. So the good morning text. The good morning text will be something I would get from my ex-aware narcissist. Because remember, I've known him over a decade. So the narcissist sending a good morning text, this is part of your devaluation phase. And you may already know this, or maybe you may not fully have considered it. So let me see. I got a comment here from Henry Gabrielle or Gabriel. So hello, Henry. Thank you so much for the messages. So when you say the question marks, what do you mean by where? What does that mean, Henry? Gabrielle? Put a 1 if I'm pronouncing Gabrielle right. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. I like some of the YouTube's names. This is so sweet. Henry. It's probably Gabriel, huh? I think it would be Gabriel, right? So I've been doing this series, Henry. It's about narcissists and text messaging, right? And this is part 15. So every time I do a narcissist and text messaging part, I pick a subject matter. So it's just not like narcissism and text messaging. It's a real interesting series. I have a playlist. So I'm going to put it in the playlist, and this is part 15. So this time I'm going over the good morning text. And this is a text that I highly advise you to not be a part of. There may be one exception where it may be applicable. And that would be, and I've learned this from watching crime cases, right? Where a parent, an adult child that has a very busy schedule, and they will shoot each other a good morning text, and it's just their routine, but it's really not something they're doing with other people. So this would be maybe the only exception that I could see where it does not destroy a bond, and it's kind of a unique situation. Okay. I watching a couple of crime cases, and actually in these cases, like for example, this daughter, her mother would send her a good morning text every single morning before she went to work at about 6 a.m. And one morning, her daughter did not reply to it. Detectives and the police was on that case right away because it wasn't like her daughter to not reply. So that would be about the only exception. But usually, most of the time, your parent is not going to be sending you a good morning text every day, or the daughter. Usually, these good morning texts will be amongst friends, sometimes family members, but a lot of times they're with people that are non-blood related to you. This is just in general. So the good morning text is a sign that it's going to be a failed relationship. Okay. So the good morning text, narcissism text messaging part 15 here, the good morning text, it's an early sign that you are, for one, dealing with a narcissist. Two, it's going to be a dead end relationship. Three, you're potentially interacting with someone that's kind of socially awkward, or that is showing kind of weird behaviors. To me, it's weird. I don't care how much we text. If I meet somebody at the grocery store right now and we meet in person, I don't care who they are. And within 24 hours of meeting them, they start GM. GM, that means good morning. They ain't even saying good morning. Abbreviations are not the word, y'all. It's not the word. They're not even typing it out. Y'all done got used to these abbreviations. That's all. But they ain't saying good morning to you. They saying GM. Yeah, you may accept it as standing or meaning good morning, but it's crap. So it's an early red flag. And when you end things with a narcissist and they continue to hoover to suck you back in, it's an easy thing to do. And I am going to recommend that you don't reply to them. And what it does, what I will usually do when someone sends me that every day, I block them. I just block them. Be careful with getting used to saying something that you should be saying in person. Look at it this way. This is what it can do to your psyche. You're texting someone, good morning, GM. And the people that live in the residence, you don't even say good morning to them. You're not saying good morning, good rising. You're not saying anything. Not just the people that live in the residence, the people that you are around most often. So you're texting good morning or this GM, but you're not even saying this to anybody. You're not verbally saying it to anybody because you've gotten conditioned to this socially awkward behavior. Don't do it. When you meet somebody and y'all are texting each other good morning every day, and normally the narcissist will start it with you. Most empathic people, your instinct and intuition will just not be in agreement with it. And other real empaths won't do that. They won't text me good morning every day. They're not going to do it. You got to start looking at small things to figure out the personality type of somebody. If I meet an empathic man and he's really interested in me, he's not going to do that. He's not going to not call me and just text me good morning every day. And if he does, when I get with that man, that will be a failed relationship. The good morning text is a early red flag. I promise you this, of that situation is not going to work. Whether it be a coworker you cool with, a neighbor, a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, it ain't going to work. Thank you so much for the like. So narcissism text messaging, this is part 15, talking about the good morning text. I just got one today. So this is what I do. Let me go in here. I'm going to kind of guide you on what to do about these situations. Narcissists need this text. They need it. You don't. This is the text I got. Good morning, Marie. That's my middle name. Good morning, Marie. Hump day. What does this mean? This came from the ex-aware narcissist. He's blocked. He's not blocked. It's kind of an off and on thing. There was a situation with some news. When you've known somebody over a decade, y'all, they calling you when somebody pass away, when somebody go to jail, when there's someone harmed, injured, or sick. People just gonna call you, narcissists or not. So they end up unblocked for a minute. Block and unblock as needed, right? So what I gotta do is go back in here and block them. I already told him. See, the thing is, this is where you gotta block people, or I suggest you block people. I already told this narcissist because he asked for permission to text me. This was several days ago. I said, no, I don't need no text. Like I said, y'all, when you've known people over a decade and people start passing away, people start getting incarcerated, sometimes people are assaulted, the narcissist will find out about it, or I'll find out about it. Vine, people just gonna call you. The main thing is keeping narcissists away from your house. You gotta keep them out your house. But this aware narcissist, this is as far as he can go communication wise in these text messages. You gotta view it like a form of a developmental delay. It's boring. Hump day. What's hump day? Wednesday, I guess. This is hump day. Same shit. He'll send this same shit every fucking Wednesday if I don't block this man. So what you want to do, the good morning text is very toxic, especially when you've moved on. That's fine. When you've broken up with people, it's no problem. Sometimes you could be broke up with somebody and you end up running into them in a grocery store 10 years later. You don't necessarily want to be enemies with people, but somebody that you broke up with, that you're no longer in a intimate or committed relationship with, they shouldn't be calling you or texting you every day. It's not healthy, especially if they're a narcissist. And this one is an aware narcissist. So I don't want to get no more of these texts. Narcissists are very hard-headed. They always like to, like some of y'all thought y'all was going to get to the narcissist. It's such a blessing if that doesn't happen. But they'll be the first one to back out of any deals or what they call it, future faking. But if you tell them you prefer not to get texts, I told him this. When we spoke on the phone about the situation that had occurred, kind of like a little update of what was going on in a situation with someone we both know. Okay. We got the update, it's over. He asked me, well, can I text you? I said, I prefer you don't text. I don't really reply to text, is what I told the aware narcissist. And it's a good sign also of a person showing their controlling nature as well. So as soon as they ask you if you're okay with getting a good morning text every day, they're not going to say every day. They usually won't say that. Are you okay with me sending you a good morning text? Say no. And this is why you want to say no, so that the situation ends quicker. Okay. It can go through its course and the friendship can end a little quicker because it's going to end anyway. There's nobody that I'm interested in having a genuine friendship. I'm very empathic at times. I'm not going to text you good morning every day. Why can't I call you and say it? We need to start going back like we in the 1950s and 40s. You'll be way better off. In the 1940s, no one could text you good morning every freaking day. And what was going on in the 1940s? People actually owned homes. They weren't in so much debt. And some of them actually had happy marriages. And families were closer. It's a major red flag. I'm trying to save y'all from wasting your time, but I'm going through it on a case-by-case basis. So narcissism and text messaging, part 15, the good morning text. Reject those. I gave you the exception. The exception would be, that's a little thing that you got with your mother. Usually fathers are not going to be texting their children good morning every day. That's unless your father's highly narcissistic. And in that case, if a father is doing it, he's texting his children, specifically adult children, and he never talks to them. A narcissistic father or a father that is a narcissist, he will text one or more of his adult children that same good morning text for 4 or 5 years, and you will never talk to the man over the phone. If you call your father, he won't even answer. So the only exception where I could say, and this is through me watching crime cases, the only exception where I see it may work out is in a case where it's a bond between like a daughter and mother. Outside of that, the good morning text is bad. It's a major sign that that person has no interest in you. And if this is someone that you used to talk to every morning, like with this aware narcissist that's texting me this good morning, Marie, hump day, this is somebody that over a decade and a half ago, myself and this gentleman, we would talk on the phone when we were on our way to work. I would be on my way to drop my children off. We would be on our Bluetooths in our vehicles. And I'm not talking about just a 5-minute conversation. So this text message is it's a devaluation and an insult. So if it's a case where whomever you're getting a good morning text from, I don't care who they are, your cousin, your ex, your sibling, if y'all used to talk on the phone daily, and now over a decade later, this is the best they could come up with, just block them so the text will stop. It's also a major red flag that they are a narcissist. This particular aware narcissist, and y'all, I told you, I do these videos. It's not necessarily a bad thing that I'm communicating with a narcissist every blue moon, right? Because see, the thing is, I got this channel, so I'm strong enough to stay away. I have a certain strength just because I'm building this channel with y'all. So I know to keep this fool out my house. Somebody that's texting you good morning every day, please don't bring them in your residence. And this is why. This is a dead man. This is a motherfucker that's already deceased. Consider this a dead person. Natalie? Oh my God, Natalie. I missed you so much. I missed you so much. I've been thinking about you for the past like 2 weeks or something. I missed you so much, dear heart. Everyone say hi to Natalie. Say hi to Natalie, everyone. She's the queen of this channel, y'all. I love her. So I appreciate you because Natalie, do you remember Black Coffee? I'm excellent. I haven't been doing lives every day because I've been building this playlist. Have y'all heard about the Ashley Janae case where she passed away over in Zanzibar, over in Africa? Zanzibar, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Zanzibar is an island that's over in Tanzania in Africa. So I've been creating this playlist and I was going to do a video about it. And I still have not forgot about doing the video about the grandfathers, the grandfather issue. So I haven't forgotten about that video. Yeah. But see, this is the thing, Natalie and everyone. What I do is I'm telling you, my playlist rock, y'all. And this is why my playlists rock. My playlists are bomb because every single video on my playlist, I reviewed it and watched it and listened to it from the beginning to the end. So what I'm doing is I'm saving y'all a lot of stress and I'm saving y'all a lot of time because I'm creating what you should be watching one by one. Okay. So what I do is I always will put the first video in the playlist of the YouTuber that made me interested in the story. So on the for the Ashley Janae case, The gentleman from the YouTube channel Taylor Publishing, that black, he was the first one that made me interested in the case. So over the past 4 or 5 days, you see, okay, I haven't been uploading a live every day. And that's because I've been building that playlist to prepare for the video that I'm going to do about the Ashley Janae case. And I'm just going to be as positive as possible, as I can. I mean, it's just a lot to it, you know. So yeah, so sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, Natalie, I haven't forgotten about the um the video on the grandfather issue and stuff like that. So I got my notes ready for that, because remember we had talked about your grandfather and stuff, remember? And so I wanted to go over this situation that I was involved in with this business, where there was this grandfather that was refusing to be a grandfather, but I really feel like it's because he's avoiding the narcissist or the narcissistic behavior, because I feel like that grandfather would have been abused. So anyway, going back to the subject matter. So Natalie, I'm glad you're here. Natalie, she's basically, she keeps the lives in order. I call her my moderator, y'all. So whenever she's here, just be respectful, because Natalie, she has the floor. I'm not gonna stop her if you get respectful. And Natalie, she's not like this. She's not gonna cuss you out. But if you get disrespectful, and she check you, I'm not gonna do nothing about it, but let her do it, because it helps the lives. And when Natalie's here, no trolls come in here. I'm less likely to have a troll. I feel like as soon as they see her, they're like, oh, let me leave. Natalie's here. That's how it feels. I literally have no bad comments or trolls. So yeah, so Black Coffee and Natalie, when they're here together, they make these lives really fun. And you know, I always compliment Natalie on the way her online writing is so pretty. So okay, so let me go back in these comments. Pasuka, Rhea, hello. Henry Gabriel, hello again. And some of these, I don't know what the ABCD thing means. So Henry Gabriel, I'm not going to be rude or anything. I don't know what the ABCD means. I have no idea. Natalie, do you know what that means? The ABCD? Oh, and beautiful Wednesday to you, Natalie, and everyone. Oh yeah, the topic, Natalie, is narcissists and text messaging, part 15. So you know you've been here for the narcissists and text messaging. And remember, I have the playlist as well. And so this one's, the narcissist and text messaging series is very interesting, because that's just the name of it. But remember, it's just a name, right? Not all the text messages are going to come from narcissists. We do understand that. That's just logic, right? It's just called narcissists and text messaging because it will get more views and stuff like that. But not every single text message will be from a narcissist, but some of them will, okay? And usually I will explain or let you know the personality type. Either way, even if the text message is not coming from a narcissist per se, the narcissist and text messaging series is a series that's covering a lot of narcissistic behaviors in people. Thank you so much for the extra like. So hold on, let me get caught up on these comments. So again, Natalie, beautiful Wednesday, glad you're here. The topic, narcissist and text messaging, part 15. Then Natalie said, oh my God, with the pretty white hearts. And I'm doing excellent, Natalie. I hope you're doing excellent too. Natalie says so many horror stories. I can't deal with these stories. Um, Natalie says she's waiting patiently. Things take time. Thank you so much, Natalie, for that. And then user 833 says, do you know that narcissism is a defense against neglect? The word narcissism comes from the Greek word narcissus, which is also a story. Yeah, narcissism it's a defense mechanism, but it's much more. The hallmark to narcissism, it's okay. We all have defense mechanisms, or defense mechanisms, right? But the thing with narcissism is the lack of empathy that comes along with it, and the personality disorder. Because narcissism is a personality disorder. So it means the person is disordered. And so they're going to come with some problems. They're going to have problems throughout their lifespan. Okay. Natalie did the laughing faces. That was cute. So user 833 says the story of a man who struggled to love and he becomes trapped in an image of his reflection within a pool of water. Yes, that's a very interesting story. And of course, a narcissist will struggle to love. That's one of their struggles. That's something that they don't really do. Love and happiness ain't their thing. And it's all about the faking. And you can only fake that you care about people for so long. So thank you for sharing that. Hold on, let me get the name of that user again. Thank you for sharing that, user 833. I appreciate you sharing that. It's good to know the background of narcissism. Yeah, but here I get down. This is a very practical channel, right? So with this narcissism and text messaging, this is part 15 about the good morning text. What's happening is I'm breaking these situations down case by case basis. So I just went in here and sometimes these phones unblock people too. You will block somebody. And I don't know what is going on with some of these phones, but I will know for sure I blocked somebody. And within 3 months, a text will come through. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And that person I'll go in there and they won't be blocked. So sometimes you got to redo it. It does it through Messenger too. So I don't want good morning text. I don't do good morning text. It serves no use. This man ain't even typing it out. It's just capital GM. He has never typed the word out. And you don't have to type the whole word out. You can pretty much auto select it now. This is all he has to say every morning because he want to keep putting. Ain't it lazy, Natalie? Thank you. Freaking lazy. Emotionally lazy. Natalie just hit it right on the nose. It's a lazy way to communicate with anyone that you had any real friendship with. And I'm thinking to myself, I already told the man. I told him I don't prefer text because he asked me. That's another sign. He's an aware narcissist. Okay. He asked me if it was okay for him to text. I said no, he shouldn't text me. Very disrespectful. That's why narcissism is more than just a defense mechanism. The hallmark to narcissism is their lack of empathy and their inability to follow rules and respect other people's boundaries. All you got to do is tell me one time not to text you and you don't like it. I'm not going to text you because I'm not a narcissist. I may even write it down in my journal. Natalie doesn't like text. I'm just using Natalie as an example. She hasn't told me that. Anything, if Natalie came in here one day in this live and said, please don't use my name anymore, someone's after me. She could be in a situation where she is being harassed. All she got to do is tell me one time. I would write that in my journal. So this aware narcissist, he has to do the text. He has to do it because there's like a developmental delay. He doesn't have any other skills or go-to. That's one of the things about narcissism that you will find out over time is how intellectually they just are not advanced enough. Okay. I'll give you an example. My oldest son, Isaiah, right? I like him so much because Isaiah, I like his vocabulary. And Isaiah, he used the word about a week ago. He said, oh, it's nonchalant. I like how he's very creative in his mind. Isaiah works with a lot of customers. And so when you work with customers, it improves your vocabulary. And I like to hear my oldest son, he'll use words that I haven't used in a while. He said, oh, Mom, it's so nonchalant. And I said, wow, I haven't used that word in a while. I always tell Isaiah, I said, you got an old soul. You using a word from the 1940s. Good words, though. Sometimes those are the words we should use more. But a narcissist will not use any of those. So this particular narcissist, this is an aware narcissist, right? And the situation that I was just talking to him about, he actually said he don't really care. And he's known this particular person since she was a kid. It's very sad. And what I understand about narcissists, when they telling you they don't care about other people, if a narcissist don't care about somebody that they've known since that person was a little girl, he don't care nothing about me neither. That's why he's texting me this. Oh, narcissism text messaging part 15. When someone outside of your mother, it's not your mother or auntie or something like that, and they're just texting you every single day the same boring message, or like Natalie said, lazy, this emotionally lazy message, they don't care nothing about you. The good morning text, it has a lot of ingredients in it that you can utilize to make sure that you are not in a toxic situation. Do you know that this aware narcissist, do you know he's the first person that brought me into the texting thing? I was not a texter over a decade and a half ago. He was the first one that ever texted me good morning that I could remember. And within the first, it started early on. But the thing is with him, this aware narcissist, because he's an aware narcissist, it didn't bring up a red flag to me because he was doing both. He was talking to me on the phone for hours and hours. I would spend time with him and be around him for hours and hours, and he was texting me. See, in the beginning, they're doing all of the above. So you don't see the good morning text as a red flag. You actually think it's adding to your phone conversation. But anyone that you're talking to every day, some of y'all will go through the same thing. Usually, lately, most narcissists can't fulfill all three: hanging around you, spending time with you, texting, and talking to you on the phone. They usually, for the current year, most narcissists cannot pull all three off. They just won't be able to do all three. They're either going to text only, call only and ignore your text, text only, not be around much. They'll kind of pick and choose. But my ex-aware narcissist, he was able to do both at the time: talk to me for hours at a time and text me. So at that time, I did not see the good morning text as a red flag. I thought it was part of falling in love. I really did. But it was an early red flag of what is to come now, which is a failed relationship. And it's a good thing. It is a good thing when your relationship with the narcissist fails. That means you're successful in the relationship status. A successful relationship, the world teaches you it's a relationship that makes it. But if it ends and it's toxic or it's going to cause you further harm, if a relationship with any narcissist comes to an end, it's successful. You actually are successful. Success is not just a relationship that made it or lasted. Success is when it fails too, because that's the way the Lord protects you. So now I can look at almost a decade and a half back in the past. Oh yeah. So Natalie says this. Natalie says, another thing they'll do is try to have you do the heavy lifting, also known as chasing them. Yes, they will. And this is the way they'll set you up to do that, because see, the narcissist already knows in the beginning when they're talking to you and texting you, it's not a red flag because they're doing both. Like I said, most narcissists won't be able to pull both off. I had an aware narcissist. He was older than me. He was more experienced as well. So he brought me into the good morning text thing. And I didn't mind sending it. I sent the good morning text back then. But the narcissist is doing the good morning text early on. And I think my ex-aware narcissist, he was smart enough to know that if he would have just text only, I would have been intelligent enough to pick up on that. And I would not have been interested. If he wouldn't have talked to me on the phone and hung out with me, I wouldn't have been interested if he just texted. He was smart enough to figure that out because he knew my personality type. He basically told me early on what I was without using the word empath. He would say things like, the way people like you love. They know how to love and stuff like that. He was explaining my personality type early on. And he also was in some sense explaining his personality type. He knew it wasn't going to work. Narcissism and text messaging, part 15. I'm telling you, the good morning text. These are not friendships, family relationships. It's not going to work. It is a dead and failed friendship. There's nothing prosperous going to come out of it, emotionally or spiritually. The text is bland. It's a trend that people are waking up to. I do not do good morning texts, not even with my own children that live in the house, because I will not allow anyone to bring me into a delusion and some kind of fantasy world where I'm actually conditioned to only do that in a text. I condition myself to say that in person. Do I say good morning every single morning? No, I don't. I'm not going to lie and say I say it every single morning. I like good rising also. Good rising is beautiful. But the good morning text, it is a major sign of how disrespectful the narcissist is going to be. True empaths don't start that with me. Only narcissistic people or narcissists, full-blown narcissists, will be doing that stuff. They all do the same jumping jacks. Same jumping jacks. But it is a tactic. This aware narcissist, he even asked me, is it okay if I text you? Can I text you? It's something that, because their personalities are so dry and dead acting, it's something that they really need to text. They be in a grumpy mood. They don't know what to talk about. Half the time, they don't even want to listen to what you're saying if you're talking to them. Someone that does the good morning text, another thing I find is how they like to they're kind of combative too, right? So I'll give you a perfect example. One day I was talking to the aware narcissist, and like I said, this was somewhat of a recent conversation. You know, it was a situation where a man unalived 8 children in Shreveport, Louisiana. One child was his stepchild, and then the other 7 was his biological children. The police shot him down. But a man, 30 some years old, in his early 30s, I think he's 31. He's also prior military too. He went into the military when he was 18 years old, but he was not deployed. And so he just killed 8 beautiful Black children. I created a playlist about that too. I'll put that playlist in the description box as well. So I've been working the past few days building these playlists. One on Ashley Janae, and then the other one on these beautiful 8 children. Oh my God, they so beautiful. I watched them dancing in their videos. It's just a darn shame of what he did. It's just horrible. But he told his wife some years ago that if she left him, he gonna unalive her and the children. He already said what he would do. But he actually said what he would do. So, gosh, this is gonna go out. Let me go get my charger, y'all. Hold on just one second. I've been gone. This is the second time this has happened today. Let me go get the charger, y'all. I got some new artwork, y'all. I got 3 new oil paintings. So let me go get my charger. Sorry about this. Hold on, y'all. Hopefully it didn't go out. I got all my paintings here in the floor. So I'm like stepping over all these freaking paintings, y'all. Paintings need to get on the wall. I'm not sure. I know where I'm going to hang one of them. Hold on. I'm plugging the device in, y'all. Hopefully it doesn't power off. Okay. Let's see. It's at 1%. Hopefully it doesn't power off. If it does, I'm going to come right back into the live. Hopefully it doesn't power off. Hold on. I think we should be just fine. So, hold on. We should be just fine. I got it plugged in. Yeah, but Natalie's right. They want you to chase them. That's a sign. But they're setting you up to do that through the texting too. It's to and they know what they're doing too. An aware narcissist that does it, he wants to an aware narcissist knows the power of reminding you about him. So I just blocked him again. Because it's not healthy to be reminded of a narcissist every day. When you get over somebody, y'all, and you keep them out your house and you've known them over a decade, you can talk to people every once in a while. But the good morning text is a major no-no. I do not reply to anybody that sends me a good morning text. It's just something I won't be getting unless it's from a narcissist. Nobody texts me good morning today. Also, with this narcissist and text messaging series, you know what's happening too? Since I've been doing this series and I've been doing these narcissist and text messaging series on a case-by-case basis, my texting is being more perfected for business. And there's changes in the business world that's happening for me. Good morning text is no good. It's a major red flag. I'm telling you what I know, okay? It's a sign of a failed relationship. That's all it is. As soon as you meet somebody and they start texting you that, this is what you got to say to yourself. Say this. Nope. They not no empath. I'm not dealing with somebody with a bunch of empathy. Somebody that really had real empathy for you is not going to be just texting you that. Somebody that has real empathy for you, they're going to be interested in you, y'all. It's also a sign that y'all have nothing in common. Like this aware narcissist texting me that, we have nothing in common. I already told him I'm not going to be replying to these texts. But the way he tried to do it, he sent me a text and said he was glad. He said, I'm glad we're back communicating. I'm not back communicating. It was an update on a situation of kind of like a crisis, borderline type of a tragedy type thing. I'm not communicating with you just because I talk to you once every 5 years. We just happen to talk because we know some of the same people. So we talked about this, like this mental crisis situation that's going on with this particular family that he knows. And he's been knowing the little girl since she was a child. And she's now an adult. There's no communication. I told him I'm not going to be texting you, but These texts, when I look at these type of texts, I don't get anything from it. It's no different than somebody that's texting me from a grave site, right? They can't do it. Somebody can't text you from a grave site. That's the same thing these texts are. They're bland. They say the same thing. A person is not even using any skill when they send it. It's part of your devaluation. That's why I don't reply to it. It's part of a devaluation. It's part of the way the narcissist, whether it be he or she, is part of how they show that they still want to assert control over you. Okay. It's a form of disrespect. They know it ain't working out. It also, good morning text, it shows their anger towards you too. You know how many people that met with people that just text only and then they meet with them and get killed? A lot of these murders, they don't really go over a lot of the way the communication really was before the murder. A lot of these murders, they was just texting only, kind of like the online dating thing. Consider that a good example. With online dating, you just sending each other messages and DMs. You do that for a month and a half. Then you go meet him or her in person and they unalive you. It's the same type of thing. This is the hardest part that a lot of people will struggle with, that I think I've gotten better with. Just texting you good morning every day. They're not your husband or wife, okay? And y'all made love, and then on top of making love, y'all shoot each other a text because you can't talk because you're at work. That's a different situation as well. If I was married, I wouldn't want that from my husband. I don't want, if I ever got remarried, ever, or had a serious boyfriend ever again, I don't want him doing nothing that a narcissist used to do. I want him to totally be outside the norm. I want him to be unique. So unique that what he do don't even remind me of a narcissist. That's the type of friendship bonds that I want to create, even if it's not someone I'm in love with. So that's the type of bonds I want with people. Because if he starts doing the good morning text thing, I'm going to automatically think he's like a narcissist. So Natalie says, this is good input here. Thank you so much for your comments, Natalie. Natalie says, I'm sure online dating works for some, but I, for one, will not do that again. And why wouldn't you do it again, Natalie? What happened? If you don't mind sharing. But I'm going to say this. I follow HG Tudor. You got to remember, I'm an HG Tudor fan. And I will not go against his experience. I will not go against his experience. HG Tudor, he tells you, don't mess with online dating. Everybody I know that has been doing online dating, I know one couple, they met online. It was like through Plenty of Fish. They was together 10 years. It ended highly narcissistic. Okay. People are on there looking for things other than just a relationship. They're needing a ride. They're actually getting on online dating sites to find supply because they need things like food, clothes, shelter, and transportation. People are using online dating sites to find empaths to use. Um, yeah, they're seeking, Natalie says they're seeking for a distraction, not true partnership. Yes. And they're also seeking supply. They want money. A lot of elderly people are subjected to financial loss. A lot of them meet these people online through these dating sites. I follow HG Tutor. I suggest you go to some of HG Tutor. It's a narcissist, psychopath, and sociopath hunting ground. Online dating is a hunting ground. You're being hunted. It's very dangerous. There's more and more murders every 6 months coming out of it. It's a serial killer, easy hunting ground too. Oh, Natalie says, I've chatted with 2 military males. I've learned my lesson. So with the military males, did it ever go so far where you was able to meet them in person? Were they like abusive when you met them in person or just total assholes? Natalie, I'm wondering what happened with that. And that's someplace that military men will go. And some of them be on like those grinder, those homosexual sites as well. The homosexual dating apps. You know, the military men go there too. They just not on the Tinder and stuff like that, the Tinder app. They be on both. So, okay, you chatted for a few months and transitioned to video chatting, and then it went wrong when they ass got on video, huh? Oh, they didn't pass my safety check. Well, the playlist I just created of the man that just murdered 8 children, 7 of them being his biological children, 1 being his stepchild, he's ex-military. And he's already threatened to kill the whole family. He already did that. Yeah. There's been a pattern of military men or prior military or Navy or whatever you want to call it. One was divorced, another never married. Yeah. Both are scary. The one that never married, military and never married don't sound right, and military and divorced don't sound right. My ex-aware narcissist, he was military and divorced. Something not right with him. They're very manipulative too. It's like all their relationships, they're in some kind of war zone. And I don't believe some of these military guys, I don't know if it has to do with some of their trainings or whatever. I don't think that they humanize people enough. I think it's something in that military training that makes them dehumanize people. It's something with them. It makes them like an automatic good candidate for someone that has no feelings for other people. I truly believe that way. I truly feel that way and believe what I'm saying. It's just my perspective. And I'm basing it on being with one. My ex-aware narcissist, he was military. He's not capable. The best thing he could do is do what he's doing right now. Not have a relationship with anybody except Pornhub. He can hang on to Pornhub. That's all he needs. He feels like he needs it too, he said. He needs Pornhub because he doesn't have me. Ain't that sick? Who wants a man like that? He say he needs vodka because that stimulates him, makes his dick hard, so he needs vodka. I don't need no man like that. I want a man that his dick get hard because his dick get hard, not because he need vodka for his dick to get hard. Something ain't right with that picture. But then your ass could text, his ass could text, good morning. No, I just blocked him. I reblocked him. And remember, these new phones will do this. And it's okay. If you want to block, unblock, it's okay. That doesn't make you a narcissist. That means you're managing your phone. I don't want good morning texts. I wasn't going to reblock him, but since he's not obeying and honoring my wishes, I'm going to block him. I already warned him. When you warn people about something you don't want to do, they're not showing empathy towards you. He asked me if he could text. I said, no, I don't text. I'm not going to text you. He shouldn't text. But he's texting anyway, so I got to block him. This text, he was saying he's glad to be communicating with me. He's not communicating with me. He's texting me that. I'm loving, you know what I'm loving since I'm doing these series? You know what I'm so focused on? Let me tell you the best text in the world. Because remember, this is Narcissism Text Messaging, Part 15, the good morning text. Remember, I told you, soon as you meet somebody and that shit starts, it's a wrap. It's already a failed relationship. And I'm going to tell you something else too. If you tell them, I'm not a texter, and they just don't text and proceed forward, you may have an okay person. But usually this is not what will happen. This can be a test, a silent test you can provide to someone. Tell them I don't text. And when they persist and they keep wanting to text you, good morning text, that's a narcissist. Back out of it early. These Narcissism Text Messaging series, this is part 15, the good morning text. It's so you can strategically better your relationships. So guess what? Since I've been doing these series, guess what I'm loving, y'all? Guess what I'm loving so much? Is the text messages that I get of appointment times, y'all. I'm loving it. I just got one. It's like the Lord is blessing my text or something. Let me give you an example. I'm loving it. Reminder for appointment. Let me read it to you. Reminder for appointment on Thursday, April 23rd at 4:30 p.m. with this particular company. If you don't want these, reply stop. Do not type stop. Accept all your appointment reminders through text, y'all. This is very beneficial. If there's a change of appointment time, they're running late, all these updates are coming through the text. I'm into this part 15 of Narcissism Text Messaging. And I handled everything case by case. As soon as I was reblocking this aware narcissist, this appointment time came through. You don't want these good morning texts invading your business. When text messaging originally kind of started, from what I remember, like I said, my ex-aware narcissist, he brought me into the good morning text thing. kind of caught me off guard, but I remember those big old cell phones and the text. I remember getting texts from work and stuff like that. And most of the texts, you would get the text like on those old cell phones, how many minutes you've used. It was like all these updates. You're what was the other text? You're not in the main zone for calls or something. You're out of network. It was all kind of texts coming in. But these appointment texts, I'm loving them. I am loving these appointment texts. This will lead to higher incomes, more money saved. Your text messaging is a business tool, y'all. It's not a 5-year-old playground for 5 to 10 developmentally disabled, not wanting to improve. It's nothing wrong with being developmentally delayed or disabled. Nothing wrong with it if you're constantly improving yourself every day. Your text message is not for 5 to 10 people that's playing like they developmentally delayed or developmentally playing like they're disabled, like they can't communicate. Your text messaging is not for 5 to 10 of these fools to be texting you this stuff every day. Good morning text, it's bad. I don't reply to good morning texts. A person that's texting you good morning and they're not contacting you, they don't have the appropriate emotions that they need to have to pursue or carry out any type of future relationship with you, whether it be financial, emotional, or spiritual. They don't have the ingredients to fulfill any of those categories. The good morning text, even though it's very short and simple, is saying a whole lot. Remember, I have a playlist called Passive Aggressive Language. I'm going to add this to that playlist. Passive aggressively, someone that's doing that, just sending you good morning text. I'm going to translate it. This aware narcissist that's texting me this. Okay. Let me go back because remember I blocked it. So let me read it. Good morning, Marie Hump Day. Okay, so for one, he's calling me by my middle name. So he wants to keep control. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hello? Hello?
Hello, I'm at the door, master.
Oh, you're at the door? This is Daniel, y'all calling me master. Ain't he funny? I'm on a live, Daniel. They hear you calling me master. They're going to think your mother is the weirdest person on earth. Explain to them why you call me master.
I'm a slave.
Oh, my God. He's Whose slave are you, Daniel?
You're a slave?
Daniel, so you know Daniel got jokes. Uh-huh.
You beat me, so.
I beat you, Daniel?
You beat me.
This is my son. He's always trying to get me incarcerated, y'all. Hold on. Let me open the door for him. Since I guess I'm the slave, but he says he's the slave, but I'm getting ready to be a slave and open the door, right? I'm coming, son. Hold on.
Thank you, master.
You're welcome. I won't ever call him a slave, though. See, he's always testing me, y'all. I think the day I agree with him that he's a slave is when it's all gonna go wrong for our son and mother relationship, y'all. You gotta love this guy. Daniel has a very dark sense of humor, y'all. I'm coming, Daniel, son. Hold on. Natalie put some hearts for you, Daniel. And for y'all that have watched my lives, Daniel, you know he's an actor. He actually has his own YouTube channel and he's done acting skits. So Daniel is an actor. Daniel, I'm coming, okay? I got this artwork I got to step over, y'all. I got these bags in this makeshift studio. I put some stuff in this room. So I got these bags and this 3 pieces of artwork that I purchased. So I got it like in the way because I haven't had time to organize it. So I get it. Daniel, I'm coming. Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Remember, narcissist and text messaging, part 15. I'm coming right back. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It booted me out of the live. So I was okay, sorry about that, y'all. It booted me out of the live. So I was saying, and it's fine because I'm like, I gotta get rid of these bags. I got these weights, this artwork. I got some new business supplies for my YouTube channel. Yes, I do buy supplies, y'all. I do buy supplies. So this is in text messaging, part 15. I am against the good morning text. It's a major red flag and it's not some. So is it, yeah, you can put them back in the living room. I just got them out of the maintenance man way.
Good job.
I just wanted it to be as clear as possible for them. Huh? Oh yeah, the toilet's beautiful. Yeah, and that's an elongated toilet. So that's bigger and it's higher and it's more than just the regular standard toilet. So that's kind of like the elongated toilet. That's like the toilet, like if we go up to the coffee shop, that they have that in the, where we go get our bagel and stuff at. They have the nice, good toilet. So that's more, it's a little bit more costly. It has more flush power. Can you close this door, Daniel, please? Yeah, so I'm glad you love the toilet. Sometimes people will call elongated toilets handicap toilets, y'all, but they are the best toilets. They're higher off the ground, more sturdier, and it's just so much more comfortable, more flush power. So you can call it whatever you want to, the handicap toilet or whatever. Everyone has for it, but it's the industrial toilets that will be in a lot of these businesses. And when you go in the businesses, you don't look at an elongated toilet like a handicap toilet. But I'm so happy to have this new toilet, y'all. So we got one new toilet in the restroom downstairs. And it's nice because I like that the new toilet is more in the restroom. Because if I have guests, they're not going to be using the toilet upstairs. They're going to be using the toilet downstairs. So it's beautiful. I love it. It's shiny, new. So within 15 minutes of this live ending, y'all, my device is overheating. So within 15 minutes of this live ending, I will be updating the description box and I will be adding playlist. This is in text messaging part 15, the good morning text. I told you about everything. You're welcome, Natalie. Thank you so much. The good morning text. And take Natalie's advice. Um, I speak against online dating. Yeah, it keeps buffering, Natalie. Yeah, 'cause it went off because my device is overheated. That's why. So it keeps when your device is overheated. Thank you. When the device is overheating, it keeps knocking me out the live. So what I'm gonna do is end this live. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate you coming in. Um, and thank you for all your input. And Natalie had with online dating. She did some video chats. She got some bad vibes. She did some phone conversations and stuff like that, and it didn't work out. It's bad. And in her case, it was with the military men. Thank the Lord that she picked up on the red flags in the video chats. She's very smart for that. So, Natalie, my moderator, says no to online dating. I'm saying no to online dating and no to good morning text. I gave you the exceptions. Those are the exceptions. So no to good morning text. Narcissist and text messaging, part 15. Thank you so much for the likes. Natalie agrees. Narcissist and text messaging, part 15. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more right here. And you're always welcome back. Thank you so much again, Natalie. Sister Natalie is back. And Natalie, again, I haven't forgot about the video about the grandfathers. It's not forgotten about. So look out for that soon, Natalie. Look out for the video about the grandfather issues. Look out for that pretty soon, okay? So again, subscribe. Thank you, Natalie, for saying take your time. So yeah, this device is overheating. So I give up. It's going to keep knocking me out of it. It's also protecting my device as well. When it does that, you're being protected. You know, your device can overheat and you. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more. I love you, Natalie. I love you, everyone. Take care. Thank you. Bye.